Hello guys, welcome back to TechDose, and in this video we will look at count total number of colored cells problem, which is from Leetcode number 2579. Let's now look at the problem statement. In this problem there exists an infinitely large 2D grid of uncolored unit cells. You are given a positive integer n, indicating you must do the following routine for n minutes. At first minute, color any arbitrary unit cell blue, and every minute thereafter color blue every uncolored cell that touches the blue cell. Now in this case the touch of a cell will only be 4 directional. So if there is a cell present, then you can color every cell on the top, down, left and right direction. Okay. Now we can see the pictorial representation. For n equals to 1, you have just one cell colored. Now you can color in all the 4 directions, and hence you will get to 5 colored cells at n equals to 2. When you do for one more iteration, then you will be coloring on all the 4 directions. Definitely for this cell here, you cannot again recolor a certain colored cell because it is already colored, right? So why to color that again? And if you try all the 4 directional call, you will see that only the boundary cells will be coloring something outside, right? The inner cells will not be contributing to the colors. So for n equals to 3, you have these many colored cells, and accordingly only the boundary cells will be trying to color. Now you can also notice that this cell A as compared to B, if B tries to color on the right and A tries to color on the top, it is the same cell which is getting colored, right? So maybe redundant coloring can happen. Now just by looking at the problem and the constraint, like in this case the constraint says about n being less than equals to 10 to the power of 5. You may think like it is a BFS problem, like a breadth first search. But you should notice that if n is equals to 10 to the power of 5, you cannot simply apply BFS and hope to solve it in order of n time. Because for every n value, we are not coloring one cell. For every n value, we are not coloring n cells. We are coloring approximately boundary number of cells and even more. So you might end up writing an order of n square algorithm if you apply BFS, and definitely it will be 10 to the power of 10, so it can fail. Okay, so no need to go for BFS or DFS. Instead of doing that, if you do not do BFS, then what else comes to your mind? Well, this problem is not a typical data structures and algorithm problem. Rather, it is more based about enumeration. Like how I figured out the solution for this problem was taking a notebook and drawing the iterations one after another and thinking about where it is leading to. Can I find some kind of pattern or a series inside this given problem? Because I know that whatever algorithm I was trying to apply, it would not pass within the given time limit and wouldn't be a good idea to apply, right? So you have to use enumeration, because these type of problems can be also categorized into puzzle type problems or brain teasers as well. But if you do enumeration, it is very highly likely that you will be able to solve it. So let me show you some enumerations. So in this case, I started with one cell. Okay, so in this case, the iteration number 1 has exactly one colored cell. But if you go to the next iteration, it will become 5 colored cells. If you go to the next iteration, it will become 13 colored cells and then 25 colored cells. And I've already mentioned the number. In the first iteration, you can see that the one colored cell can color all the 4 cells in the 4 direction. In the second case, once you have 5 cells colored, the inner cells will actually not contribute to coloring anymore, but the boundary cells will be trying to color all the uncolored adjacent cells, right, in all the 4 directions. So that is how I have mentioned these numbers. So these numbers are actually showing a growth rate. For n equals to 1, the growth rate was 4. That means one cell will be coloring 4 extra cells. Now if you had 5 cells, for n equals to 2, then it will be coloring 8 extra cells. Now when you were at n equals to 3, then you will be coloring 12 extra cells, right? So you can see a pattern repeating every time, and every time you jump your n value, actually you increment the jump size by 4 plus 4 plus 4 every time. Okay. Now if you enumerate this entire incremental series, then you will see the values occurring as 1 plus 4 plus 8 plus 12, and let's say we will be going till the nth term, right? So this is the first term and this is the nth term. Now if you just take out this 1 separately, then this is the first term, and take out the rest of the n minus 1 terms, then I can take 4 as common, because 4 is actually a common number by which it is increasing. 4 is the jump size, right? So from 4 we are going to 8, from 8 to 12, 12 to 16, and so on. So if you take 4 out, it will be the sum of first n minus 1 natural numbers, which you can again convert to 4 times of n into n minus 1 by 2, and the 1 extra will be added here, which you had removed. So using this formulation, given any n value, like let's say 100, you can easily calculate what will be the final colored number of cells in this given iteration without having to iterate over it, right? So if you follow this technique, then you will incur only order of 1 time complexity on order of 1 space complexity. But let's assume that you have not figured this out. Then what to do? So if you have not figured out this series, then there is an alternate approach. If you have figured out the increment by just using enumeration, then you can actually apply simulation on your idea, that you can just simulate your idea into code, and that will also pass. So if you look at this, what we can do is we can start with count equals to 1, because n value will be minimum 1, right? And the jump size will be 4. So I can write while n greater than 1 until I reduce n back to 1. I will always increment, that means add the jump size to the count. So for 1 I had added 4 to the count and I reached to 5. But for the next jump, it was not 4, it was 8, right? So the previous jump size 4 was actually updated by another 4. So the jump size will be always being updated by another 4. And so this became 8. So I reached from 5 to 13. And next time the jump size will again be updated by 4. So the previous jump size was 8. To this add another plus 4 and you will be reaching to 25. So this is what we are simulating. If you apply this approach, then you know that the time complexity is going to be order of n, because we are iterating 1 time after another. But certainly it is not the BFS approach where you have to go and color all the cells. So we are trying to avoid that thing. Hence the time complexity order of n, and you know that n is less than equals to 10 to the power of 5. So this is going to pass, and the space complexity is order of 1. So you can use either of these two solutions and you will be able to code it. Let's now look at the code. If you are someone who is looking to prepare for top product based company within a limited time of just 3 months, then we have brought for you both the DSA and the system design live interview training program. The most important feature of this program is you get a filtered and condensed structured curriculum, in-depth discussion of all the topics, and my guarantee of your understanding, one-on-one guidance with me, and live weekend classes. To know more about the training, you can WhatsApp us on this given number. Now the first code actually shows about the idea when you have figured out the series. But if you have not figured out the series, then you can go ahead and implement the second piece of code which I had shown you. Now in both of these codes, the return type are long, so you have to just take care of typecasting your values. So this is it about the entire code. I hope you were able to understand this. If you still have any doubt, then feel free to comment below and I'll try to help you as soon as possible. Like and share our video and subscribe to our channel in order to watch more of these programming videos. See you guys in the next video. Thank you.